We won the Crew Cup! Woohoo! Okay, so you won't really necessarily know what the Crew Cup is, but I'll get to that later. So camp is kind of coming to an end. There's only a couple of weeks left, and I know I haven't exactly been updating you weekly. My bad. So to make up for it, I've made a countdown from 10 to 1 of my highlights of camp so far. So let's do this. Number 10. In session 2, we did something with our kids which is called a trust walk. Pretty much we got all the kids from the Commodores, blindfolded them, and took them on a bit of a walk. They all stood single file, hands on each other's shoulders, and we led it. They were terrified, and it was hilarious. Number 9. So meal times could sometimes be a bit samey. They're all the same things, you know, there's food, sometimes there's songs on tables and stuff like that, but it's all pretty standard at camp. But one day, over the stereo system, the Cha-Cha slide comes on, which then results in a full-blown lunch dance party. There was dancing, there was conga lines. It generally just perked up everybody for the rest of the day, and it was good fun in the midst of me eating my burger. Number 8. This one may not seem like a highlight, but it was pretty funny at the time. I got my leg waxed. Not all of it, just some, and it wasn't exactly my choice. No, I was actually on the waterfront, filming for you guys, filming the lake, all that kind of stuff, and then suddenly there's a wax strip on my leg. Sarah, who works on the waterfront, just came and attacked me with a wax strip. And once a wax strip's on, there's only one way to get it off.
Ah! Just do it! Just do it! Ah! Look what you've done! Look what you've done!
And somehow I let that happen 3 times. So now there's 3 very smooth bald patches on my legs, which I kind of like. No. Number 7. In session 3, we had an international dodgeball tournament. We have what's called crew acts every now and then, which is the whole crew together in the evening, kind of just doing something that I think that might, you know, help them bond or just generally have fun. So I thought nothing better than a bit of dodgeball, but not just dodgeball, floodlit dodgeball. So it was a little bit more epic. I got the kids to choose a country to be, because the theme for that session was around the world. They dressed up in their theme, and then the councillors joined in again as the rest of the world, and we won. Oh yeah. We all felt very big beating a load of kids at dodgeball, but sometimes you've just got to assert your authority like that. But the kids got really into it, and so did the councillors, and it was really, really good. Number 6. So towards the end of every session, we have a camp disco. Yep, it's the talk of camp for that week. The kids all ask each other on dates and all stuff like that, yeah, all the smushy stuff. No one ever asks me. But yeah, it's always really good fun because everyone just kind of relaxes and, you know, lets their hair down and just goes a little bit crazy. There's some mad dance moves going on in those discos, from kids and from councillors. Number 5. So we've got a thing at camp called No Hands Cake. It's exactly what it says on the tin. As soon as we find out that we've got cake for dessert, everybody on the table puts a bit of cake in front of them, puts their hands behind their back, and eats cake. It's funny, it's messy, it's absolutely brilliant. First to finish wins, but usually that doesn't matter because we're all focused on the fact that we've got cake everywhere. Number 4. So number 4 actually comes from an off-camp activity. It was during one of our days off. We went to Six Flags. For those of you who don't know, Six Flags is a theme park. There's quite a few of them around the country, and they're all really good. The weather was hot, the rides were amazing, the company was brilliant. It was just generally an amazing way to unwind after having, you know, kids around for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It was just a really good day off. Number 3. Number 3 was awesome. We did the haka. Session 3's theme was around the world, and we've got a guy here from New Zealand. So he taught us the moves, he taught us the words. We put body paint on so it looked like we had tattoos. We all stood in front of the whole camp in the dark and did the haka, and it was epic. Number 2. So number 2 is where I explain the Crew Cup. So the Crew Cup is something that we compete for every single session. We can win points for spirit, for sportsmanship, for being loud, for generally just having the best crew. And in session 4, my Commodores won the Crew Cup. It was brilliant. We spent 2 weeks completely going for it. We were the loudest crew, we had the most fun, we joined in on everything, and we generally just were role models for the rest of the camp. Number 1. Number 1 and number 2 kind of lead into each other. My number 1 is the kids. We could never have won the Crew Cup without the bunch of kids that we had for session 4. They were amazing. Every single one of the counsellors loved every single one of the kids, and the kids loved the counsellors back because they were returners, they knew exactly how camp run, and they couldn't have been any better at getting involved, being loud, and then just generally making this seem like it's not really work. From day 1, they were the loudest, they were the best, they were the funniest, and they respected us and we respected them. And to see them leave last week was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do at camp. So there they are, that was my number 1, the kids. Who'd have thought that'd happen at a summer camp? So that is 10 of my favourite things from camp so far. Believe me, there are a lot more, and it was hard to get it down to those 10. And I'm sure there's going to be more in the few weeks that I've got left. For example, this week I'm just starting to be the water ski instructor. I don't really have any experience in water ski, but I'm willing to learn, and I just get to shadow the other people who do it, and then just generally means I get to do something completely different again this summer. So I am looking forward to that so much. And then the week after next, it's the very last week. So by the next time you see me, camp could be over. So I will see you as soon as possible. Goodbye.